Good thanks. Grab a seat, my brother.
All right, brother. This is Mukasa. Willie Ricks.
All right.
You remember Willie Ricks back in the day? Stokely Carmichael, Martin Luther King, and Willie Ricks. Whenever we have any type of ceremony, we try to let the landlords of the land open it up and give us permission to have the ceremony, because we all know that this is their land.
And so we're going to just start with honoring our first ancestor, the Creator, known by many names, and answering to all of them. And so our ancient Kemetic ancestors called that ancestor Amun-Ra.
Amun-Ra, yes.
But we all have various names, but we know that the Creator is personal to all of us. And so to that first ancestor, the Creator, we pour libation. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe. Now let us reflect back to our ancient African ancestors. And we know that all DNA of all humanity can be traced back to Africa, Mother Africa. So in that sense, we're all Africans. We're all Africans. And so we want to honor those ancient African ancestors who migrated down the Nile Valley from Kush and Nubia, now known as Ethiopia. And then they founded the ancient Kemetic civilization that we call ancient Egypt. And so they built the pyramids. They built the temples. They built the monuments. And upon those monuments and upon those temple walls, they wrote the words, man, woman, know thyself.
Yes.
And isn't that what we're doing here today as we honor our sister in knowing ourselves culturally, according to our African traditions, but also spiritually as divine beings? And so to those ancient African ancestors, we pour libation. Ashe?
Ashe.
And so we want to also reflect upon those African ancestors that was kidnapped and shackled and cargoed and sent around diasporas around the world. But they continue to keep their head up. They continue to hold their dignity. They let their light shine, even though many times under the radar. But we want to honor them, honor their sacrifice, honor their struggle. And we don't call them victims. we call them survivors. They survived so that we could be here today. We just want to honor them right now, just acknowledge our enslaved African ancestors. And so we pour libation for them. Ashe?
Ashe.
And so now we want to acknowledge our ancestors that made us stand in life. And I just want to start with our sister Tama-sha Ross Kambon. And we just want to pour libation for her as she's just now entering into the realm of the ancestors. We know that, but we just want to just acknowledge her life. And she made a stand. She stood for truth and resisted error, especially that lie of African inferiority. She stood for truth and resisted the lie. And so we just want to honor her and so many others who throughout history have made a stand for righteousness. And so we just want to honor all of them and just call them into this room and just say, come be with us as we celebrate our sister. In fact, I want to just open the floor just for a minute and see if there are any ancestors that you would like to invite into our room. So just call their names before I
Call your ancestors again, the second calling. Here's the name. Call out the name.
George Hines Sr., my dad.
Ashe, my dad. What am I name? Trish the Batista Boomba.
Yes, they stood up. They stood for truth. They stood for truth.
Sabin Biko. Yes, sir.
Ashe. And so they represent just the thousands of millions of our ancestors that made us stand. So we just want to honor them all. And so all the ancestors that made us stand for truth and righteousness before libation. Ashe?
Ashe.
Now I want to just honor all of our direct ancestors. Well, we've called some of their names out already, but I just want to honor them and just acknowledge our direct ancestors, our parents, our grandparents, aunts and uncles, even siblings that have gone before. We'll just honor them. And because we know that they truly were the bridges that brought us over. But not only them, let's acknowledge those ancestors in the tradition of the African tradition of extended family. Those who fill the roles as if they were actually direct family members. Ashe?
Ashe.
All right, now let us acknowledge and honor, as we're pouring libation, that eternal spirit that lives inside of each and every one of us. It's that eternal spirit that is in us that causes us to want to make a difference in our lives. That want to live meaningful lives. And so to ourselves and our current generation, we pour libation. Ashe?
Ashe.
And finally, let's honor the eternal spirit in our children.
Ashe.
And they're all our children. And so let us just commit that we're going to support them. We're going to love them. We're going to teach them. And we're going to have confidence in them that just as we are continuing the work of our ancestors, so shall they continue our work. And we will also have confidence that perhaps one day they will call our names.
Ashe.
So to the eternal spirit in our children, we pour libation.
Ashe. Ashe.
And to their children, Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
And their children, unto untold generations, we pour libation.
Ashe.
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 Ashe. Ashe. Be grateful for the spirit that you have. Be grateful for the gift that you are. And recognize the significance in that. Anyway, drummer's on you, sir. Ashe.
Wami mutabali kalajali kayo sabana mimuyalika my mo kakilambe kakumbe.
There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. Is love,
It's in Egypt.
sweet love, no, not just for
The Hob.
but for everyone, Lord. What the world
So we got married.
needs now
3 colors of gold: red gold, yellow gold, and white gold.
is love. It's
Got it in
the
Zimbabwe.
only thing that there's just too little love.
That's Gambier.
How'd you like that, Tama-sha?
There are sunbeams and moonbeams.
That's on the Nile River.
Enough to last. Listen, Lord, if you want to know. What the world needs now.
It is with heavy hearts that we announce the homegoing of our beloved sister, Sister Tama-sha Ross Kambon, the esteemed director of Pan-African Art Gallery and Museum, who transitioned to the ancestral realm on July 9, 2024. Born on December 29, 1951, Sister Tama-sha's journey on the earth was a powerful testimony to her unyielding dedication to uplifting and celebrating our rich African heritage through art and culture. When asked to speak on Sister Tama-sha's legacy, her husband and life partner, Brother Akinsanya Kambon, shared these words: "She was everything, and everything here is because of her. She saw value in me, my art, and she allowed me the space to work." In her own words, Sister Tama-sha beautifully expressed the profound impact of her union with Brother Akinsanya. Akinsanya, through knowing him, I would experience Africa, the part of me that has been missing. Through knowing him, I would experience life through art. Throughout her distinguished Sister Tama-sha was a guiding light of passion and purpose. As the director of Pan-African Art Gallery and Museum, she transformed the institution into a vibrant sanctuary for cultural enlightenment and education. Her visionary leadership not only expanded the gallery's reach, but also deepened our people's understanding and appreciation of artistic heritage. Sister Tama-sha's legacy is marked by her tireless efforts to elevate our emerging artists and her dedication to fostering dialogue across the diaspora. Her influence extended far beyond the walls of the museum, touching the lives of countless brothers and sisters through her lectures, exhibitions, community outreach programs, and through the power of her very being. Sister Tama-sha shares the beautiful story of her name, and it reads as follows. After being friends with a brother from Sierra Leone, I asked him if he would give me an African name. He said this would take a while, and said, "In my country, we don't give names by the sound or because it starts with a certain letter. For us, a name is very important. It speaks to who the person is." After almost a month, he came to me with my name, Tama-sha. He said, "You have a unique laughter. Your name means the spirit of laughter." I thanked him, and I didn't fully appreciate it until years later, when my life experiences had essentially taken my laughter away. Interestingly, over the years, meeting people from many places in the world, I've come to realize it is a global name associated with celebration, a joyous occasion. And indeed, the root meaning is always the spirit of laughter. A homecoming celebration to honor Sister Tama-sha's extraordinary life will be held here at the Pan-African Art Gallery and Museum today, Friday, August 23rd, 2024. In lieu of flowers, the family asks that donations be made to the Sister Tama-sha Ross Kambon Scholarship Fund, which will continue her legacy by supporting future generations of artists and scholars. We leave you with Sister Tama-sha's own words of wisdom and hope. Through art, we can experience and appreciate cultures. Through education, we will become more knowledgeable and enlightened. Through our humanity, we will evolve as one. She committed her life to the people's struggle. Brother Akinsanya affirmed with conviction. May her spirit continue to guide and inspire us all.
Ashe.
And she was just letting me talk. And I never had somebody listening to me that long. And I could tell she was concerned and compassionate. And I never will forget that. I will never forget her.
This center began to expand. I mean, I witnessed it. We became, a real studio. It started expanding. Then the next thing I do, I see Akinsanya on HBO in a documentary. You were part of that James Gandolfini Vietnam veterans documentary.
That's right.
That was seen worldwide. Then he's being saluted with other veterans in Washington, D.C. Now, granted, that's the imperialist capital, but
at the Pentagon,
it's bringing reflection on the struggle, especially for African people, and the sacrifice that we made, and the fact that we still ain't free.
It's true.
That's the work that Tama-sha did. And then the acknowledgments in the museums, and the Hammer Museum Awards, and all of that. Bringing this global, bringing this work global. So the power of women, the power of family, the struggle that make biological family our ideological warriors is critical.
And all I would just say is I miss her. I miss her deeply. Her caring, loving warmth, her wonderful sense of humor. You saw that infectious smile. But I would overall say her fortitude. This is a person that had unbelievable fortitude.
She was always there for Akinsanya and her kids. I loved her and I miss her very much. Her memory will never be forgotten.
Her strength, her courage, her love and commitment to Professor, and I'll go in and out between Professor, mentor, just her love and dedication to the community and to family, and to making us come correct even when we come in here. Like, she was a quiet force of nature, but even with just the raise of an eyebrow, like, that's not right, or you need to say this another way, or you need to step outside, but we're not having that in here. And not necessarily to me, but anybody who came in with any ill will or ill intention.
Rap Brown, Stoker, all of us said, right on, Black Power. We started speaking for it. And before you know it, the whole United States was on fire. And the crowd was Black Power. And as we cried for Black Power, Mao Zedong in China wrote something on Black Power. We need Black Power. Kwame Nkrumah, president in Africa, wrote something on Black Power. We want Black Power. And matter of fact, then we recognized that Kwame Nkrumah had Black Power when he took over Ghana. Yes. And then he said that if we want some real Black Power, we got to take over the whole of Africa. And in each one of these revolutions where people seriously wanted our people to be free, they recognized that the woman had to play an equal role, not just be a secretary. Right. She had to pick up the weapons. She had to lead the organization. Yes. She had to call the movement together. And in Montgomery, the women was more with Martin Luther King than men. They used to tell everybody in the mass meeting, if the men don't come out and march with the women, don't let them sleep with you. And the next day you have thousands of men out there marching.
That's right.
It's time for us to unite. Right. It's time for us to bring Africa together. Right. And I want to thank the Art Center for taking our culture, taking our history, and putting it in every piece of art that they have in here. Every piece of art represents Africa. If you look at that art, we all come together and recognize that we're one. So I'm here to call for revolution. That's right. And that this is why they supported me, my sister. She come here, she treat me like a king. Just lay me out everything. And that I've been very much supported here. And this is a pyramid. This is a kingdom. And we have to keep it alive. All y'all should figure out how to keep this place alive and keep it going. And that we need more institutions. And our history is the greatest weapon that we could ever have. Who we are and what we have done, we got to teach it to our young children and our babies.
She loved everyone, and most people loved her.
Yes, sir.
She was a powerful force.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just hoping that this work continues. I guess she could see that this artwork will be teaching long after we're dead.
World needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone, Lord. We don't need.
Promise yourself you're going to bring these 5, 6 folks through to say, this is our center. This is us. This is a reflection of who we are. Now, it's a visual essence of who we are as a people. And it stands tall. Like this brother standing tall next to me. I look at the energy of the brother. We go way back.
Appreciate it. We do.
The Vietnam veterans, come on now.
That's right. That's right.
You know, we ain't in the foxhole passing no Bibles, we passing the bullets, okay? So I'm coming, I don't want folks to get upset with me. I'm an ordained minister. I'm an archon priest as well. So I speak for the spirit of our nature, the spirit of our soul. Ask yourself a critical question. What did I do to improve humanity? What did I do to improve myself? How am I mindful of my family members? And we all suffer from family division. We all suffer from separation. And I tell folks, if my sister bit into my cookie when I was 2, and she's still pissed off at me and I'm 62, well, make some peanut butter sandwiches and call it a day. That's what we need to do. Come to resolve the differences. And that's what it's about. So I thank you for this. And I have Brother Man come up. We'll do a section, if you don't mind. And then Brother Man will come and do the verbal ritual. And then I will do the reverse libation.
I just wanted to just say that briefly, I'm inspired. I have to say that she represents a process that I went through. And that was a process, I call it awakening to your African self. You know, we don't all start off there, but it's such a beautiful thing to become awakened to your African self and begin to step into the traditions and the legacy that our African ancestors left for us. Our sister Tama-sha Kambon has entered the realm of the ancestors, and they have done great work in laying the foundation for the ascendancy of our people. It is for us to take up the baton and participate in the ascension of African people into a role of great influence and power in the world.
Thank you for watching over us, teaching and guiding us, and we say thank you. We lift our heads in attention. We say, Ashe, and so it shall be.
Kwame Nkrumah, and I miss my wife because I understand his words that the degree of a country's revolutionary awareness can be measured by the political maturity of its women, and I really miss mine right now. Love you, baby.
That there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone, Lord. We don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans